Do we go to the positive stuff or do we go to the other two negative things and then go to the positive stuff?
That's hard. How do we want to maneuver with this? There's a lot of stuff that happened, y'all. Like, it really is.
This is Shana
and Kris.
And we are Bad Queers. If you came out of the closet and got put in a box of stereotypes you don't belong to, then welcome to the Bad Queers Club.
I feel like your audio came in so perfectly with that. That was very soothing how you came in. I don't know if you did something to your voice, but that was very, very good. Soothing start.
Yes. Oh, that brings me joy.
Yeah. All right. This week in Queer Urban Dictionary, I have black cat lesbians. This is from a combination of sources are Pink News and Pride.com. But in short, black cat lesbians is an identity that refers to a lesbian who shares tendencies with an elusive black cat, which at first I was like, oh, where is this going? This lesbian is femme, mysteriously sexy, and can sometimes be a bit of a mean girl if you get on the wrong side of her. A deeper dive is the golden retriever lesbian, which is described as warm and loyal and sunshine energy, pairs perfectly and sometimes disastrously with the black cat lesbian, who can be aloof, can be cunning, and a little unbothered. The idea is meant to represent this psychological pairing of opposites attracting to balance each other out in relationships. So didn't know this was a thing, but black cat lesbians, I've certainly heard a lot of golden retriever lesbians, which makes a lot of sense. But I guess so does black cat lesbians as well, in some ways. So there we have it. Shout out to our black cat lesbians who felt seen with this.
Absolutely. We love a black cat lesbian.
Yeah, sure. I don't know any, or I don't think I know any, but maybe I do. So shout out to them.
I feel like it's the people that we see at the club regularly.
You see at the club. I was like, what does that mean?
I mean, you've been to clubs.
Yeah. And I was like, who do I see at the club regularly?
All that.
Would be black. Certainly, yes, you would see them more out here. I could imagine in Oakland. I have seen in San Francisco. Certainly, black cat lesbians have interacted with them. They've had a drunken conversation with me, but probably not very loud. From the description I have there, they're not the yellers.
No.
Who knows? I guess I've seen them. I just don't know them personally. So
yeah,
black cat lesbians
out in the wild.
Yeah, shout out to them.
All right, my Queer Urban Dictionary word of the week is $9 bill. $9 bill, meaning exceedingly outward homosexual, one 3 times more flaming than somebody who's queer compared to a $3 bill. So if you've ever heard that statement of queerer than a $3 bill, we're doing some math and you are more than that. You are hella gay is what it is. So $9 bill.
Okay. We'll accept it. All right.
You know, the more you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into our category is today, y'all. This is going to be a category is focused episode, which means we're not going to have any Am I a Bad Queers for this week, but don't hesitate to reach out and send us your Am I a Bad Queer at badqueers@badqueers.com, DM us at badqueerspod, go to our website and drop it in there. You know how to do it. Send us all of your Am I a Bad Queers in the meantime. But there's so much that has happened since we recorded last week.
Yeah. Too much, almost immediately. We recorded on January 6th, and that was already a day, and the very next day and the rest of the week was quite something. So just full of different topics this week. The first one being category is ABCDEFUCKICE. So by now, folks have heard about queer mother Renee Good, who was murdered by ICE agents last Wednesday. It was the day after our recording with it, just to kind of, I guess, go through the events for folks who may not know. This has been all over the news, but on the morning of January 7th in Minneapolis, 37-year-old Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent who was identified as Jonathan Ross during a federal immigration enforcement operation. Renee Good was inside her SUV when the agent fired multiple shots as she began to drive away from him, striking and killing her. Federal officials, the administration jumped right to this was an act of self-defense. They called Renee Good a domestic terrorist pretty immediately, and tried to paint a picture where it was like, you can't. There was every sort of angle of this unfortunate and deadly interaction, and there was no way they could spin it the way that they wanted to. You even saw, minutes before the ICE agent and Renee Good came into contact with each other, that she wasn't really blocking things, as they said, or disrupting their operations in the way that they try to describe it. So it, the reaction was pretty immediate. I think a lot of people pointed out that this was something that we knew was going to happen at some point with the ICE enforcement operations in mostly blue cities and how aggressive they've been. And this was not the first ICE killing by any measure, which we'll get to in a second, but certainly the first one caught on tape like this. So I'll pause here and just, want to see if you wanted to share any thoughts about it. Again, we're a week out from the incident, so a lot has happened, but wanted to pause here and see if you had any thoughts about it.
First thing I want to say is I don't know why y'all keep playing with Minneapolis.
Whew. Minneapolis is like, wow, the biggest of, kind of social movements have now kind of happened there, at least two of the bigger ones. Like, this is it's kind of trippy once you think about it. Mm-hmm. But a lot going on in Minneapolis at all times.
Yes, and they have consistently shown that they don't play around with people coming in and messing with folks that are in their city.
Do not.
And I'm not surprised at the quickness that the government's PR agent stepped in and said, oh, yeah, no, we're just going to say that she was blocking things. There's too many witnesses now. We can't, this isn't pre-cell phone, pre-camophone, news reporters working with big government. This, we are going to see it from every single angle, and we're going to be able to make a decision. People were very quick as the government was to say that it was self-defense, the quickness of people who were able to go and dissect the situation and show what happened. The fact that her wife was in the car right next to her is already reckless, because if you are any sort of law enforcement, there was the leader of the law enforcement in Minneapolis broke it down of, if it was a police officer, you wouldn't have been standing in front of the car. If it was a police officer, you wouldn't have done A, B, C, D, and E things, because that's not what you're trained to do. These folks are just out here on the street,
no training,
basically cosplaying as basically slave patrol, going around and shooting people. And the fact that they shot in the car with another person sitting next to her is also absurd. And
I think her wife was out of the car, because when they released that angle over the weekend, it was the wife that was interacting with them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But still, I mean, it could have gone through and hit her at the way that they were going, because at first I thought the wife was in the car, but either way, it didn't make any sense that he felt in so much danger, but was in front of the car and put himself in front of the car. And regardless of
it wasn't danger.
It was no danger.
Feel like
there's no danger.
That was power and ego.
There was no
that was power and ego
with the vehicle. There was nothing. She's turning away. It was nothing. And then even just, again, the angle that came out over the weekend from the officers' footage, which I guess the government released. I think they thought it was going to make it look better. I don't fucking know. But it was just like, even her last words were benevolent. She said, "I'm not mad at you, dude." And his last words after shooting her at point blank range is "fucking bitch." So that's the kind of people that we're dealing with. That. And we call that side a cult over there. And though I heard a couple of voices where it's like, okay, that was a little aggressive, most of them are still just like, well, it's justified. She put herself out there. These ICE agents are allowed to do that, even though you do have law enforcement coming out of all ranks and all different departments saying like, that's not even something you're supposed to do. Like, in training wise, like, why would you put yourself in danger in that way? And even for ICE's handbook, people pointed out that they're not they're not supposed to use lethal force just because they think somebody is using a car to flee or to, you know, whatever. So all around the board, they're not supposed to be doing this, but this evil, vile administration and the people who believe in them are like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter how many angles. It doesn't matter that she wasn't going to harm this. And we know there was no real fear of death. They don't care. They're trying to paint her like she's a domestic terrorist, that she's crazy, that she, look at this crazy lesbian. They're trying to say she had a terrible life, like she had gotten divorced and now look at her in this relationship. They're trying everything to discredit this woman. And rest in peace to Renee Good. We hadn't said that yet, but just horrible way to leave this earth. And it's unfortunate, like, we have to see these things to like act, because similar to George Floyd, you know, there's been countless deadly police murders and interactions, but the power of the actual video being out there and you seeing it from different angles, you know, change things. So it's just all crazy. And they've sent more troops, Kristi Noem and everybody. They've sent more troops, more ICE agents in there. So they're digging down. They're still aggressive. There's been a lot of things this week. But as you mentioned, Minneapolis as a town, as a crew, as a community are like, we don't give a fuck about any of this. We're going to still protect. We're still going to be out there. We're going to still march and bring it on. And that's very inspiring. And it is, you know, there's been demonstrations over the weekend and the following days.
High school students are boycotting school.
Yeah.
Not that they did also shut down schools in Minneapolis because ICE agents were going and picking up students from the schools. And so they closed them. But students are also out protesting. The community is still out protesting. The community is out in droves. Anytime, they are not letting any of these ICE agents show up easy and leave easy,
or to even sleep
and
easy, you know, with the
not
noise.
Sleep. Man, that was a gangster motion.
It is
to see, and then to have their local police show up because they did get called for noise complaints, and they just sat there and turned their sirens on and let it go. And I said, that is how we show up and how we do things.
Yeah. And the mayor even telling him to get the fuck out of the city. Like, it's like we're there at that point. I saw over the weekend, I think he was on, Jacob Pry, the mayor of Minneapolis, was on like Meet the Press or something. And they had asked if, like, basically if he needed to tone down the rhetoric because of violence. And I hate when they ask only Democrats that. Only. I mean, they ask the other side, but they're not serious. And he's basically like, I mean, I'm sure people have heard the F word before, but like, we're past that point, like toning down rhetoric, like, and he was like, and somebody got shot and killed. Like, I don't know why you're talking about me telling them to get the fuck out of my city if like somebody was killed. Like, you're talking about me cussing. So, very scary times. It's a very scary reaction. You could tell that they're trying to be increasingly brutal on camera to try and intimidate everybody else or any sort of resistance. As I mentioned, they're sending more troops out there, but I did want to pause and talk about the Keith Porter shooting, who was LA resident who was shot and killed by an off-duty ICE agent in LA on New Year's Eve, December 31st. And the family is asking for a full investigating into that shooting as well. Rest in peace to Keith Porter, and prayers to his family. And the pattern here with all this is that they're quickly just letting these untrained, uneducated demons just mask up, do whatever they want in blue cities, because they're not going to red cities and doing this. And, you know, doing that with impunity. Like, they can do that. They're not investigating these things. You had a number of at least 6 Minnesota federal prosecutors resigned amid pressure to treat Renee Good as killing as an assault on the ICE agent. So you see the resistance out there. It's alive. I think people are starting to realize that it's fucking serious now. Like, it's very serious, and very scary, because I don't know what's up next, you know, but we see where this is leading. It is very uncomfortable. And it is scary for a lot of people. And it's going to be a lot these next couple of years. That's for sure. So prayers to everybody involved here and with the ICE demonstrations operations in other cities. Again, mostly blue cities. But we'll just continue to report the news. Y'all continue to look out for your neighbors. Fuck ICE. And yeah, we just have to continue to fight. So y'all continue to look out for your neighbors and to stay vigilant too, with things. So
Yes. Also, remember that this year is an election year.
Yeah, girl.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention. We tell you all that every time it comes to this, but this is a big midterm election. This is, if not one of the biggest or the biggest. Oh God, I hate that that's even an accurate statement, because that's real. So just pay attention to these things, because these are, the mayor of Minneapolis, the mayor here in Chicago, the sheriff that's over in Maryland that spoke out. These are the people that you want.
Philly police captain was
like, you want these people to be in place to handle these situations. Otherwise it escalates in the worst ways. So pay attention, be a part of it. And we don't really have any more good news that's coming up next, because this is happening live, especially today. So our next category is there was a Supreme Court hearing on trans sports bans that focuses on quote unquote biological advantages.
Yeah.
Like, you can't win because they keep talking about trans people playing sports when there's only 6 of them. So
pretty crazy.
This case is happening live as we're recording. People are in DC interviewing. We've seen Amara Jones, who's from Translash Media. Coach Jackie is in the crowd interviewing people, asking them how many professional women's athletes they can name. Like, can they name 5? And one lady just stopped her. She's like, there's the Venus sisters. And she stopped. She's like, well, one of them's retired. So
the Venus sisters.
Who's next?
The Venus sisters. Got it. And that was brilliant content by Coach Jackie, by the way, who just has such a great account. But just even that, just name some female athletes, since y'all seem to care so much. And just name some. Yeah, just name some. Just 5.
And guess what?
The
None
Venus
of them
sisters.
Could. They were like, we can't. I hope they said the Venus sisters. They might have said the Williams sisters.
I hope that sounds like they would say.
Sounded. I actually sound like they would say that.
The Venus sisters.
So
surely
most people are like, I don't watch women's sports. That was the other crazy part, was that the other half of the groups were like, we don't watch women's sports. And we're like, so why are you here? And they're like, well, because I don't want my daughter to play against a man in a sport. And I'm just like, okay, Jan. So the Supreme Court heard 3 hours of oral arguments on Tuesday about whether states can ban transgender girls from competing on girls' and women's school sports teams. Numerous media outlets have said that the court seemed sympathetic and supportive of state bans on trans female athletes, but the justice's comments were difficult to interpret. Which is not surprising. Not surprising. So the cases before the court are West Virginia versus BPJ, which involves 15-year-old West Virginia shot putter and discus thrower Becky Pepper Jackson, who has publicly identified as female since the 3rd grade, and Little versus Heckox, which involves Lindsay Heckox, a 25-year-old Idaho resident who sued after Boise State University refused to let her try out for the women's track and cross-country teams. So both of them won lower court injunctions that allowed them to compete despite their state's bans on trans female athletes. Hickox ultimately chose not to try out for her university's teams, something she and her lawyer argued made her case moot, though the Supreme Court just said on Tuesday they'll decide on that point in their forthcoming ruling. A lot of this could change the way that everything works, but at the end of the day, because everybody's talking point when it comes to this is, we're here to protect women's bodies. We're here to protect women. Women. If you have 2 brain cells to put together, you would recognize that this actually doesn't just harm trans women, because, like I said, hardly any of them are actively playing sports at the higher level, things like that. So there's very few people that they're really targeting right now. The majority of people who are going to be impacted by this are the women that play sports, because y'all are putting forth checks on genitalia. Y'all are putting forth that they have to check around their hormones and testosterone. You're going to have people do proof that they are women. All this is going to hurt is the majority of women who are playing. Y'all are trying to attack less than 2 handfuls of people, and it's going to impact the thousands and millions of women who already play sports. So nobody's really putting that together except for the people who already agree with the fact that we should be letting trans women play sports and just let it be. It's not hurting anything. And y'all are going to realize that, just like, honestly, just like before. Y'all keep voting these things in and then looking back and being like, oh no,
this isn't what
we
I
did
wanted.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's not what we were voting for. I'm like, all the information was there. How are you not seeing this happen? So
yeah,
we're going to see what happens. I'm hoping that it's all positive, but this is the most bleak that we've seen.
Yeah,
the people who are out there defending the stuff.
Yeah.
And all that in the streets. So
it's tough when you have a conservative majority and that have already sided, with conservatives, with Republicans on many issues. So we'll report on it as things get updated, but it's always a slippery slope. People never see the real issue and how they pull that same trick where they talk about something that is obscure and not even a real issue, and it's going to roll back and hurt more people than they intended to. And also, it's just like none of these people care about women's sports or women. But okay, all right, they don't care. They don't. We know
they don't,
and we know they don't. But
they don't.
Yeah.
And even in the arguments that they're giving where they talk about like the physical advantages, they're not backing it with any science or support or any facts. They're like, you get size, you have bigger muscle mass, bigger bone mass, your heart and lungs operate better, and nobody's saying anything. And then on the flip side of it, y'all are only coming after trans women and you're not coming after trans men, which is sexism in itself.
It is.
So,
and just the arrogance of just thinking just off rip men just are better at sports and have an advantage, right? Like, I mean, on a very, very low level, that Martin episode with Don Staley, the old one where they played him in a game of basketball and he was being, sexist and stuff like that. And they beat his ass because they're professional basketball players. But I think the average man thinks that they could probably beat like an average WNBA player and stuff like that just because they're a guy, just because like it's just this, so that's the like cultural, the social part of it that I wish we could like, there's like visual, not definitions, but visuals of seeing that, where it's just like, I don't know why people just think that men are just always just stronger than any woman. Just if it's a man, if it's a woman, like he's just stronger, he's just faster, he's just better. When it's like, that's not the case. Like that's not the case. And then also now it's apparent too, seeing the weight and height differences in the same age of kids. Like, you always see the videos of the, youth football player where the little boy is 7 and he really is 7, but he looks 15, but he gets to play in that league. It doesn't matter like that. He could hurt all the other boys that are, a certain age or a certain height and all that. They just kind of lump them all in. So all of that it's maddening because it's such a non-issue, but we're here. And if nothing else, conservatives are very good at these cultural wars so that they could do all the other nasty, vile, greedy things. So we'll keep you posted. But I was like, these are the things we're talking about, instead of all of the things that are wrong. So yeah, we'll keep you updated.
All right. Do we go to the positive stuff or do we go to the other two negative things and then go to the positive stuff?
That's hard. How do we want to maneuver with this? There's a lot of stuff that happened, y'all. Like it really is. Let's have a break in action. Let's have the Golden Globes recap to break it up because it's not like such good news, but it's a little lighter at least.
Yeah, lighter topics. Lighter topics.
Lighter.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Golden Globes happened. 2026 Golden Globe Awards. Overall, because I watched the second half of it. Golden Globe still so white. Continue to be so white. Will probably always be so white.
It will.
But the number one person of the evening was Wanda Sykes.
Legend.
Wanda Sykes absolutely won the evening with this speech that we're going to play for you.
Ricky Gervais, I love you for not being here. No, I love you, Ricky, but because if you win, I get to accept the award on your behalf, and you're going to thank God and the trans community. The Golden Globe goes to Tayana, can I borrow your speech? Ricky Gervais, because he would like to thank God and the trans community. Ricky Gervais could not be here, so we'll accept this on his behalf.
We love to see it. We love to see it.
Oh
we
God.
love, you know, when you get to have a moment where in this time that we're talking about trans sports and trans women in sports, and she gets to shout out the trans community as a result. She also kind of dug into a few of the comedians very well too. So that was great. I said, hey, Wanda, you took this moment and you ran full steam ahead. And for that, we say thank you.
Yeah. What a legend. Virginia legend as well. Virginia legend.
Okay. Man,
yeah.
Look at us getting a few of those.
Yeah. We're going to manifest getting Wanda on this show. It'd be fun.
Wanda's coming on the show.
I love it. I love it.
Wanda's coming on the show.
You're going to ask questions, start crying. I'm sorry. I just didn't even I didn't know I'd be able to do this. But yeah, that was refreshing.
We're just happy to be here.
Yep. Could we just cry on this Zoom?
We're just happy to be here.
Just happy to be here. I did see some of it. I saw the opening monologue with Nikki Glazer, who's pretty good at this, huh? Pretty good at this hosting thing. Very funny.
She keeps it moving.
She keeps it
That's
moving
what I
quick.
appreciate.
Yeah, she keeps it moving. Yeah, she did a pretty good job. My favorite thing now is to see the layout of the room and everything. They did the thing of like, they would have the little location pin on the tables. They also had the like the podcast or the commentary during it with I'm forgetting the guy's name, the black guy that has been hosting, Kevin Frazier, and I don't know who the white guy that was with him, but he's always around with Variety. So it's just interesting, you know, energy I guess they added to the show and production. I don't know who produced the show. I did watch a little bit of it, the beginning again with the opening monologue, and I got to see Tiana Taylor win for best performance by a female actor in a supporting role. Did you see One Battle After Another? Because I turned it on and I turned it off in 20 minutes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Did not.
I haven't seen it, but I will be watching it because it was on my watch list already because I knew she was in it.
Yeah.
And so I was going to
I wanted to see the Regina Hall of it all, but it was the dialogue for me and how it was going. I was like, and it's a longer movie. It's close. It's like 2 hours and 40 something minutes. And I was like, oh no, I'm not ready. I can't.
Okay.
I actually cannot. So I might come back to it, but I was just like, I didn't like how
watch it like a series.
No. And maybe it's good. I don't know. I didn't like where it was going. I was like, no, I'm okay. But gave a wonderful speech. So happy for Tiana Taylor, who has been around for now a couple decades, from, you know, Super Sweet 16 to now. She's such an incredible talent and can do things. So congratulations to her. I know I did see some people try and say she didn't deserve it because she was all in 20 minutes of this 3-hour movie, but that doesn't matter. I'm always rooting for anybody black or everybody black. Well, you can't say that anymore because it does depend, but for most of the time, you know, it's just like, hey, good for her, you know, let her have that moment. I feel like in the same way that they're kind of, you could see the kind of Oscar or whatever award show energy around a certain person. It's like her and Timothy Chalamet have that going on right now, where it's just like, seems that they want them to win things. So shout out to Tiana Taylor, who deserves all of the things. I love to see it. So.
And gave us an iconic speech with an iconic dress.
I was going to say that dress. Always just, what a beautiful woman. Just human being, you know, just, whew.
Like the fact that she turned around and gave us that little something.
Thank you.
I said, ma'am.
Thank you, Tiana. Love you for that.
We love you for that. Okay.
Love you for that. Like, you know, love it. What else with the show? Because everything else is just like, you know. I did see Jean Smart.
No, but for real.
Have you started watching
Yes.
Hacks yet? Have you?
No.
You have. I can't wait until you start. I think this upcoming season is going to be the last. I think they're stopping at 5. You're going to love Hacks.
Okay.
Like, I know she
gonna
keeps
love it? Am I
winning
gonna actually love
for
it?
this, but her and Hannah in Binder, whatever her last name is,
Yeah.
I butchered that. Such a good show. It's so funny. Like, it is so fucking funny and very queer. So you should watch it. Super queer. So
Okay.
yeah,
I'll watch
she took home
I'll
her
add it to
third
this.
Golden Globe for her role as Deborah Vance.
Yes,
which,
she
if
did.
you watch the show, it's so funny that she's winning these awards. But you know, you got to watch the show to understand. But very funny that she's keeps winning these awards. I could barely separate her Jean Smart from Deborah Vance because it's just very funny. I saw that Amy Poehler won for the first podcast award, best podcast award for Good Hang.
The super white podcast list. But
Very
if there was
white.
anybody who was going to win it, I am happy that it was her
That's pretty
because
cool.
she has been bringing on the people, and it's also her show is very funny.
Yeah, I really like that
It is
show.
funny.
It is a good hang. It is literally a good hang. She's a good hang. It's fun to. She has a Ryan Coogler episode that just came out yesterday, and I started it. It's so good. She's just great,
Nice.
you know. And then I thought it was kind of funny that she was in a category with her ex-husband, who is Will Arnett, who's on Smart List, and she beat his ass. So, shout out to that.
And we love a little moment for
Yeah.
that because
Very cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
we love a little petty moment.
Just got the first one. No big deal.
Sinners won for cinematic and box office achievement.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Golden Globes knew that they had to win something.
Yeah. They keep trying to play
Like,
like
we're gonna
Ryan
give them-
Coogler with this
They
best
give them
director.
the small stuff. It's like the equivalent of how they used to give Beyonce, like, oh, we're going to give you like best electronic
Exactly.
dance album, but not album of the year.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent.
This is it's absolutely that. I don't know if this is a controversial take. I do think obviously Martin, we're coming up on MLK Day, but Michael B. Jordan's performance was incredible in it. I don't know
He played twins.
he played twins, you know, but I don't
He
know
played
the
twins.
other
The only
nominees.
person who has done that better,
Uh-huh.
Lindsay Lohan. like that's the last person who's been able to do it in that
Achievement
way
in
was
twin-
Lindsay Lohan
twin,
in Parent Trap.
yeah.
So
just lifetime achievement
like, come on.
in the twins pantheon of that's so funny. That is a standard. That is the standard.
Yeah.
I don't know who's in the best actor category that he's against. I mean, I've seen the names or whatever. I don't know if those films are better, but I definitely believe Ryan Coogler for sure is getting the short end of the stick with like not getting best director. Like he's
Absolutely.
got to win something. Like he more than deserves. I mean, they all do, and Michael B. Jordan does. But I know sometimes with actor, it's just weird how long it sometimes takes them to get something. But I think in terms of how Sinners, like, you know, the box office achievement and why they won, I think his direction is so important this year, you know, and that's not to shit on the other movies, but like, my God, like give Ryan Coogler the things, like stop playing with him, and hopefully he gets the what is it? The Oscar. I was about to say the Grammy, the Oscar, or, you know, the most prestigious stuff. But yeah, they're kind of getting shut out of these other categories that they should probably win, especially with best director. So, I was like,
we
I
keep
see what
seeing
y'all
it
doing.
with Black excellence and Black greatness. I was like,
it
y'all
for
did it to
granted.
Shador. You're doing it. You've done it to Beyonce. You've done it to Halle Berry of all people. Like, stop it. There's no need. So y'all better make up for this at the NAACP Image Awards.
And that's what all matters. We'll be all right.
Y'all better make up for this at that.
You know they got that, okay? Can you imagine can you imagine how, listen, if they got together content-wise and was like, would it mean more to snub them or to like give it to them? Like they might be weighing those options, but they're not going to do that. I kid. They're not. They're going to absolutely win the NAACP, which is coming up February 28th. So we'll see. Yeah, it's award season. So there's many more. I think they did pretty good at the Critics' Choice, I want to say, or the Gotham. So we'll see, you know. But I do usually love the Golden Globes just having the film and TV together. Another movie that I want to mention is worth watching, and I say this as a mother of a toddler, but that K-pop Demon Hunters movie, my God.
Oh,
it's so good.
Fucking good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Oh
It
my
deserves all
gosh.
the things. If y'all haven't seen it, it's so good. It is very good.
The way
my gosh
that my friend put it on while we were co-working at their house, and they said, "Hey, there's this movie I've been wanting to watch. Are you open to it?" And I said, "Oh yeah." Like, you know, I didn't know if it was gonna be one of those things that we just put on in the background and then kept working. And we did. For the first 20 minutes, we were working and watching it, but we easily were just like, let's close these laptops.
It's good.
Is this actually really good?
It's so good.
This is really good. We rewound it so that we could start over. And we put all of our attention into that film. And we were in it. Like, in the story, the fucking Golden song.
Golden is great. It deserves all the awards. It's just so good. This is the only K-pop thing I'll say. Hey, they got this one.
Hey, y'all are onto something with this, okay?
Great.
And I'm here for it.
It's
K-pop
so
Demon Hunters.
It's so
10 out
good.
of 10.
They said they're making, by the way, 2 sequels. Like they're gonna make it into a trilogy, and you know they're gonna just do all the things.
It was
with
number one on Netflix for weeks.
It's the number one watched Netflix movie of all time, Shana. Like, of all time. I mean,
that
all
makes sense.
Time. Like, and it is. I mean, we've certainly watched it at least 10 times here. It is very good for anybody who likes music and animation and just good story. Yeah, it's a good story.
And I realized I had heard the song before I had watched the film. And so I just thought it was like another pop artist that was out there. I was like, oh, this is a little bit of a bop. And then when the song came on and she hit that note, and I was just like, am I emotional?
It's very good. You will be moved. It is very, very, very good. I would highly it deserves all the things. It's gonna get the Oscar for best animated, but it is very good. I highly recommend it. Listen, do you know God. Golden Takedown, Soda Pop? They would have got me. The Soulja Boys would have got me just with Soda Pop. They would have got me with Soda Pop.
That came on.
They would have got me
while we were out at a party.
Shoulder dance?
And I was jumping.
Damn it.
I was up. And then like the little white girl jumping up and down dance goes perfectly with the beat of that. So I'm just like, we're going on. And I'm in it.
It's very
in
good,
it.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good, y'all. It is. They got that. I was like, no, they got this.
They ate that up. The storyline, everything with it. I was like,
anything K-pop, but this is the way to me, because I love animated movies. I love, this was great. It's a wonderful movie. So it's going to be
12 out of 10.
Interesting. 12 out of 10 easily. Rewatch value is crazy. Like, it's funny. It's so well done. So shout out to them. Yeah. I saw that they won for Golden and all that. I was like, and they should. They're going to kill it at the Grammys.
Yes.
Are they performing at the Grammys? They have to be performing at the Grammys.
I hope so.
It's good.
That would get me to watch the Grammys. Yeah. That's going to end up being the Grammys most watched.
It will. It will.
And they're only going to take it from that 3 to 5 minutes of them being on stage.
Yep. And that thing's going to have a billion views.
Highest rated.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
Shout out to them.
Because we're gonna get the viewers up. So I hope they're performing at the Grammys. That would be stupid of the Grammys to not have them.
Gotta have them
performing.
I was like, damn, y'all don't got Huntrix in this bitch. It's just like a dead ass, like it's good. So I hope y'all watch that. And also I didn't know Tessa Thompson was nominated for Hedda. Now Hedda also. I'm sitting on a review
did you watch
of it.
That already?
It's
I haven't watched it.
So good. At first, it was
I think I'm gonna watch it on Friday.
Janet Jackson level in terms of volume, and it pissed me off. And then you get over the hump of it because it starts off and it's like, oh, y'all get right to it. But when I tell you, and I know this is based on a remake of an old story, but it is. It's just like, what the fuck? I got so pissed. I was like, I need the largest subtitles, and it's like on Prime Video, so I was like, you could get them big, because I was like, what the, I can't hear a thing they're saying. Like, I was very pissed. So it actually took me a couple days to finish it because it started that way, and I was like, no, y'all know I can't hear this shit. The
timing of the way that you watch things,
I was like, y'all know I can't watch this right now. Like, it's crazy. And then it's like funny because like the first opening title text graphic is some quote that's just like, I'm not even gonna quote it, but it was just like, oh, this is about to be some shit. And that movie was some shit. I'm gonna watch it again, but it's very, very good. I know that, again, Tessa Thompson was nominated for this, and she deserves. This is, it's so good. It's so good. We got to talk about it. We actually should watch it together because it is, I don't think it's getting the love that it deserves within our lesbian community. I know it has, but not really like us, I guess.
I was like, y'all let us know. Would you come and do a watch party with us and we watch that?
Even if y'all
let us
don't,
know.
we're just gonna watch it.
We would do. I mean, we're gonna watch it.
Like,
I would
it
do
is.
it.
It
I'll
is
sit
very
through it.
good. It is very good. So again, it's gotta turn the volume up a little bit.
I'm down.
But very good.
Put the subtitles
Very
on.
good.
Extra
Big,
large.
Big. Okay. I'm like, all right now, y'all speak up. And it's like a period piece too. So I'm like, all right, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. But it is. That's a mess. It's like, it's good. We'll watch it. We'll talk about it. But it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down.
Next category is
Next category. Take me through this. Take me through this because I saw
this is
I saw the Yolanda stuff, but I didn't see Donnie. So please fill me in.
Well, this next category is A Tale of Two Gospel Legends, and let me tell you, a lot has just been going on. But let me start with actually Donnie McClurkin, because Donnie McClurkin was accused of sexual assault by a former assistant. I think this news broke about a week or so ago. On Friday, January 2nd, a lawsuit was filed in New York County Supreme Court that accused McClurkin of years of coercion and sexual assault during the late 2000s and early 2010s. The plaintiff, Giuseppe Corletto, is a former personal assistant and congregate of McClurkin's Perfecting Faith Church in Long Island. And he alleges the pastor attempted to counsel him about his homosexuality while also exploiting it by coercing him into acts he did not want to do. According to the lawsuit, McClurkin sent an email to him apologizing for a prior incident in which he described himself as a desperate, dirty old man. And Leto, the accuser, stated in the suit that finding that email left him feeling vindicated and reassured him that he didn't make it up, especially as he began to convince himself otherwise. So there was more with what he filed with this in terms of that he connected with Donnie McClurkin because for the folks that don't know, Donnie McClurkin early in the 2000s had talked about his own sexuality and essentially saying he kind of prayed the gay away. Like I always thought it like, okay, bro, you're just repressing your stuff. But he went like, you're just repressing it.
Women. I love women.
Yeah.
It's like that guy. Yeah, that's what I'm sorry.
That's,
I'm sorry. That's
like,
just
that
what
was,
it made me think of.
That is essentially what it is.
I'm sorry.
It's like, okay.
I zoned out and said that.
But so yeah, like that's always been a thing of Donnie McClurkin. I think we talked about him once too, of like, we see this often in the Black religious community where you know of somebody who is queer, probably is queer, but maybe repressing it because of their faith and what they think that they have to do for their faith. So certainly somebody of his generation would do this. So I always thought he was just repressing his shit and not acting on it. This again, the accusation years are the late 2000 and early 2010s, but he supposedly came to him because he viewed McClurkin as somebody who like overcame his homosexuality. And again, he alleged like pretty quickly that he exploited him for that. And that, this carried on for a while. He also tried to get away from McClurkin. It's so weird to say it, it's always very clunky for Donnie. We're just going to say Donnie. And Donnie followed him because he had worked at an airport and Donnie would go through that airport. So there's a lot of like years of them interacting. Donnie's trying to say that this is being misrepresented. This isn't exactly how it all went down, and has denied everything and has responded to saying that this was contrived and untrue allegations. So we'll see. This is a civil case. I'm sure more will come out about it. My backward opinion will be tied into this, but this is very interesting. Not the most surprising thing, I'll say. Prayers to the victim here, and the alleged victim here. I hope that, he gets all the justice that he seeks and deserves if these allegations are true. But it's, in the same way that we kind of talked about with Tyler, it's like the thing of like, are these things happening sometimes because they feel so repressed that they can't come out, but it goes somewhere. Like you cannot, in my mind, keep this in. So all these things as described, it's like, it doesn't sound so far-fetched, though it is alleged. And it does happen where you have members of the clergy or just, the church say these things to the public, but act it very differently behind closed doors. So we will see how this develops. Donnie McClurkin deserves his day in court. This is a civil case. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what else comes out about it. But on a brighter note, tale of two gospel legends. I saw something a couple months back about Yolanda Adams saying that she doesn't believe, she thinks God is bigger than any gender. Like God isn't a he. She was like, he's bigger than any gender. And I was like, oh my God, wait a minute. Yolanda, are you okay? Like you're all right, aren't you? And now this kind of confirms it. Yolanda Adams, gospel singer, legendary gospel singer, was on the Clay Kane show and was talking about a lot of different topics, but I was pleasantly surprised to see her views on the queer community, especially the Black queer community, and saying that God is not surprised by anyone he created, and just being very affirming. And, when I say it's like marked as safe, like that's what it felt like, where it's just like, thanks.
No, but for real.
The Lord. I've had the past bad queer opinion that I just can't give up. I'll never give up gospel because it's just so good, but there's so much homophobia in just the church in general, but certainly can be in gospel music and all that. So to have one of the titans of gospel, certainly we have Kirk Franklin that is very affirming and does have a progressive views on Black queer Christians and queer Christians in general. But it's good to see Yolanda Adams speak out. And she, again, has now had a couple of interviews with it. I did see people getting mad at her and being like, she's selling out and all that. And it's just like, no, when you're an actual Christian, when you really truly believe, this is how you act. Like even just the quote of God is not surprised by anyone he created is like, and it's that this is someone who really believes in the word and believes in, everything that Christianity and religion is supposed to be, where it is positive, it is loving, it is not weaponized, it's not, anything bad or shameful. So shout out to Yolanda Adams. I was just so happy to hear that. Like, it's just like when you just have your legends that do support you back and stand on the right side of things, it just feels good to say. So, and to see. So,
100%. It's such a validating reminder in this shitstorm of how Christianity has been thrown in our face lately. Mm-hmm. To hear her speak on it so crystal clearly, 10 toes down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So affirming. Like hearing that clip literally made me stop because I was scrolling through and then all of a sudden they were like, Yolanda Adams says whatever. I just stopped and immediately I was like, oh no. Oh, please God. Here we go. Gotta do whatever. Yeah. I stopped and I listened. I was like,
it feels so good. It does. And I know that
thank you, girl.
This might sound pathetic to other people, but like when we have some legends and just how it goes, like it really feels good to hear that. Like she just more of what she said. She was like, there are plenty of LGBT people in the Black church and they love that space. And you have never used your religion, your faith to hurt people. Like that is what she believes. And she said she's 64 years old. She's seen everything in the church and it has to do with how she's nurtured. She said her family nurtured them to believe and know that everyone that gets to this earth got here because they are God's children. And again, why would you want to ever hurt anything that God loves? And that's how it's supposed to be. And I just want to, again, because Christianity is so warped now and always, not now, it's always been warped. People have always weaponized religion and not just Christianity, but just religion in general. It's good when you see somebody seemingly pure because I don't know, you never know, Yolanda could come out and be like classist or something. But this was so great to hear, and great to see because this is what it's all about. So shout out to Yolanda Adams, and the battle is not yours, it's the Lord's.
Right. Our next ones are taking this to the internet and the mess that is happening on the internet. The fact that we've been discussing a lot of things.
It's so many things.
So let's talk about our next category is too defined. Too defined. So on the Las Culturitas podcast, which is hosted by Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang, they made comments about Jasmine Crockett, and I didn't see the apology, but
and you wouldn't because they put it in their stories, so you know it's not serious. They put it in their stories.
Not a 24 hour.
Yeah, that's it. You only get 24 hours of the apology.
So. I can't because basically they got on their podcast and encouraged, and it's funny because it was mainly Matt, and Bowen was like trying to.
He was doing the
move and groove through it without saying anything really problematic. But I said, Bowen, you were just in Wicked. You better put the foot down and don't play in this fit. You were just in Wicked. Don't you dare. So
or just take it out and post once you're done recording and be like, you know what? I don't know if we have to put that in there. I don't know if it has to go.
Yeah.
You know? Nope. Apparently not.
That's where it is. So they very clearly said, don't waste your money sending to Jasmine Crockett. Do not do it. You're going to waste your money. Sharing that he donated to Sarah Gideon, the Maine representative who unsuccessfully challenged Susan Collins' Senate seat in 2020. What does that have to do with Jasmine Crockett? Also, he went on to say that because, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? What's his name that was running?
Oh, the other, who Jasmine Crockett is
the white
against?
guy?
Yeah, is it James Tallarico?
No. The guy who
Beto O'Rourke.
Before. There we go. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Gosh, the way that I'm... Because Beto couldn't win.
Yeah.
Jasmine can't win. And they were like, well, if Beto can't win. And I'm like...
All right.
Please have several seats. Of course, the internet ate them up.
Immediately.
They tried to go with, like, transparency and candor matter to me, especially on the podcast. I'm a very progressive person who cares deeply about winning these elections. But my phrasing was not right.
At all.
When you say something that is 10 toes down, literally saying, do not vote and do not donate to Jasmine Crockett, what other way are you going to phrase that?
Yeah.
To make it sound better, to make it make more sense.
Makes sense.
Because that's not what it was. But basically, he went back to say that, this was Matt, saying, I have great respect and admiration for Representative Crockett, and I regret that my words suggested otherwise. There was no suggestion. It was very clear, and it was black and white. And he continues to say, I just want us to win, and I will be better at finding ways to help.
You've done enough. We don't need you to find ways.
We don't need you.
We don't.
You've already proven that we don't. We don't. Yang came in, reposted the story. Didn't even make his own original story. Just reposted the story to say that he regretted cursorily commenting the Saturday Night Live alum pledged to use his platform more responsibly. So Bowen was basically like, I'm going to do the bare minimum to say like, yeah, because my co-host is apologizing. I'm just going to.
He said, I didn't say it.
That.
It wasn't me. I didn't say it out of my mouth.
He's like,
I didn't tell y'all
just like how I was the background friend on Wicked. I'm the background friend in this conversation too. Like, okay, sir. Y'all, when the people say stuff so clearly and then come out to say, like, that's when you know you need to fire your PR team because they have to come up with something better.
Yeah.
It's not you being like, I gotta phrase things better when you say something with your whole chest.
Yeah. And I want you also, if ever I say something, even if we're done with recording, if you were like, hey girl, I don't know, just say, hey, we should take it out. Because this is the thing is like, I don't mind them having obviously different political views with things like that. They're entitled to that. The biggest problem was like, yeah, don't tell people to not support her and not to donate because of some, contrived stupid theory that you think that women can't win, because this conversation also was talking about not just old girl that he said he donated to, but he was saying he got caught up in the whole girl boss of like the Hillary Clinton thing and was really kind of alluding to like basically like women can't win. And I'm tired of people trying to like put that out there because they're like, well, Hillary didn't and now Kamala didn't, so women. No, we're not gonna like. Yes, our country is deeply sexist, but that doesn't mean we just have to stay in it and be like, okay, well, we just can't run women again. No, like those candidates were flawed in their own ways and everything. And that's not it. But also, again, even if he said he didn't know anything about the James, whatever guy, Tallarico guy. And I think Jasmine Crockett and him have a debate coming up. So even like waiting to see how they're matched up against each other, like none of that, no research. He doesn't know that guy. He just likes him because he's white. Like, and that's the thing. Like, it was just like, he's a safer bet because he's a man and he's a white man and he's somebody that I guess white Texans would feel more comfortable with. And then saying that Jasmine Crockett is too defined is just like, well, what the fuck does that mean? I also had the biggest problem with like, yo, this is one of the only Democratic representatives or politicians that didn't shit on our community after the loss, where they just completely abandoned us, a la Gavin Newsom and some other people who were trying to distance themselves from the queer community and queer folks. Jasmine Crockett did not, and she stood 10 toes down. And even if it's not the most popular thing in her state, she's been with us. So to even openly say those things, it's fucked up. You obviously, like, that show, that's not what that show is about. It's not a political show. And yeah, they do have to be more responsible with their, they get that Las Culturistas show is like huge. They have like their own award show after it now. So it is big. It's a big show. It's a big podcast. So a lot of people listen to that. So it's so irresponsible for them to say, and I know we get on these mics and shit happens, shit is said, but I can't believe that made it past Bowen. It made it past their producers. And yeah, that it wasn't even like no thought to like, maybe we shouldn't say not to donate to her. Like, that's fucking crazy. But
that just goes to show who's in the room.
White first.
And who's not.
Our episode came out with the strap down. Shout out to them during the most white first week that there could be. Like, we recorded that episode in early December, and it coming out last week was like, what a white first week. Because that's what that gave. Like, where it's just like, again, he said he didn't know shit about James Tallarico. Like, then shut the fuck up. Like, why are we talking about this? But he just supported him blindly because he's a white guy. So, they got ate the fuck up. Rightfully so, and
swiftly
quickly packed up. So glad that happened. And it kind of goes to our next topic.
Oh, absolutely, because our next category is also got ate the fuck up. And
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it to Unrivaled today because we're already here. But
so much shit.
Let's talk about
end with this one.
The fact that they got ate the fuck up. Category is no one's laughing
At all.
So if you follow any sort of lesbian TikTok, Threads, social media, whatever, you follow it, then you know Ezee. Ezee is one of the more popular Black queer influencers that's on the internet. Ezee decided that the smart thing for them to do was to post a very fatphobic video. They went out, purchased a fat suit and a wig. Come to find out, they were imitating and mocking another influencer, popular on TikTok. She's popular on Threads, all of that. Samira, who's an artist, advocate, and model, and she's plus size. And apparently this was Ezee doing a full mock of her. Ezee has since deleted the posts, but they were up. They were up for like
for a while.
Days. And like posted it like multiple times to say like, go like and follow the video, go like and follow the video, go like and follow the video, like intentionally doing that, posting it. People are in the comments saying, you can delete this at any time. This ain't it. All of that. But it just goes to show that like, have we learned nothing? Because in this big old year of 2026, that's the last thing we're doing.
Yeah.
Is being fatphobic when we have all of these super inclusive campaigns and folks changing their sizing to be more inclusive and doing campaigns that are showing more of a range of models, but also it's just straight up bullying as well. And that was the thing that people called out, was that there was it was just a bullying video. Ezee has gone on live to try and say that like, no, I love Black women and we come in all shapes and sizes and all these things, and this was just a skit to do the stuff and bullshit. And has since been seen commenting on certain influencers' posts that were reacting to it, like Jade's was one of them that I saw them go and try and be hee hee ha ha about it.
What they try to say?
Like they didn't even like really say anything. They just like, Jade came on to say how messed up it was. And this ain't it. And they were just like, yeah, thanks for the support type energy. Like that wasn't the direct quote, but it was that type of energy that was on it. And just really trying to like joke about it in the comments of their post. And then Samira and others called out how that was an exact copycat. This is the type of thing that's consistently happening. And I do appreciate Jade's girlfriend, Mindy, who's at Damn Mindy on the internet. She mentioned the glaring truth that I don't think folks in the comments were really talking about, was the fact that Samira has been bullied since she's been on the internet. I can only imagine, because she is plus size, confident. She's very smart. She went to Harvard. All of that.
They'd hate her.
Mindy. Yes, exactly. The hate is strong.
They're like,
and that was
what?
The thing.
Harvard too.
How dare you?
How dare you?
You're confident and you're happy with yourself.
No.
How dare you?
Like,
and
really
Mindy pointed that out on her social media to be like, this has been happening, but because it was such a glaring example and glaringly obvious that people were like, oh, clutch pearls, easy, how dare you? Like, they should be anyway, because that was a fucked up video. But also, y'all can't do it both ways. Like, you got to stand 10 toes down all the time, not just when it's glaringly obvious and fucked up and other people are doing it. So that has rocked the internet.
Like, almost like
this week,
because it's like a common enemy. Like, I don't know who Ezee makes content for. It does appear that it's for straight audiences, because there's nobody queer that I know that likes Ezee's content, because it's certainly not for us. This seems like this is, I mean, obviously she bought the fat suit, had the makeup, everything, had a team, had to produce this video.
All that.
This is all on purpose. Even the backlash is probably something that she wanted, you know? And I hope that people after this do stop supporting her. If you are still supporting her, you know, make sure you unfollow her and let her see that, because at this point now, these influencers are doing things for rage baiting, because it doesn't matter if your shit's negative or positive. Engagement is engagement. If you watch the videos, like, it's almost like she's like a busted Dane Cook, Amy Schumer-ish, like Drewski trying to get to Drewski's point, you know, thing of like being able to kind of make fun of everybody, like good or bad people watching the video. Like, I think that's what she's trying to reach for with that. And yeah, I just think anytime you hear Ezee's name in our community, it's like, what did she do now? So even we were like texting about it, I was like, what happened? Because I know it's not good. But now, like, if we could see that she is clearly she's making content for straight people, and she's trying to rile us up because she knows she's going to get a rise out of it. Because where I think straight people look at, oh, ha, 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 she's like safe to them. Like, I don't know how that engagement works for her. She knows that hate gets more engagement. So I know this feels very much produced, and she's looking for that. Even you mentioning how she reacted to Jade's video is just like, she just likes being the topic of conversation. Like, she's a content creator. So this all works. This is all by design. And the way that you fight back against that is, now that we've all done the videos, like, let's stop talking about Ezee. Like, let's put that away. Like, let's put Ezee away. Like, we're good. We're fine. Like, it's, you know, yeah. So that was just nasty to see. But I was like, oh my God, this was so intentional is what it felt, you know, and even dragging this out. Very interesting, the comments that were on Ezee's video, and the people who did comment and are now getting dragged for it, and rightfully.
Yeah, but there's also now a bunch of people who are commenting to be like, don't let the haters get you down, Ezee. Like, you're all good. We still love you. All of this stuff. And I'm just like, gah.
Yeah.
Please.
She'll always have a following.
Just let it go.
But
let it be.
We certainly don't have to keep talking about her. Like, let's stop. Like, let's let that go.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I'll have a little bit of follow up on it, but not directly. But,
and we should. I mean, you know, we'll talk about it. But I mean, as a community. And like I said, a lot of people I know don't watch her stuff or don't interact with her stuff because it's very obvious. Like, it's not for us. And that's not our audience. But like, let's really make sure we close the door on that all the way, you know? Yeah. So.
Agreed. All right. Well. That was our category is y'all. We didn't even get to everything. Like, we had more stuff, and that's what it is. But we're at time, so we're gonna go ahead and shift over to our bad queer opinions. Because what type of bad queers would we be if we didn't have unpopular queer opinions? My bad queer opinion this week adds on to what we just talked about. Quick reminder that influencers are like how we describe celebrities. They're just adults with a big platform. But the difference between most influencers and celebrities, because some celebrities don't have this, is that they do or do not have to have a talent. They just have to have a platform. As Kris had mentioned, we don't know who Ezee makes the content for. There were times when Ezee would make like funny stuff that was pertaining to lesbians. And that was good. That was a good time. That was good stuff. We were like, okay, yes, let's go on that. They are just on a big platform, and you being on a big platform, at no point should there be enough desperation that you have to get rage bait to make sure you get clicks to make money.
Girl, tell them that is the grift is there.
No point.
The grift is there.
At no point.
They shouldn't.
Okay. And just remember that when you choose who you're following online, because influencers are aplenty. You could find multiple others. I know that this person has been around for a long time, and so there's a lot of people who feel like they should be loyal to them and things like that. But hey, you see how quickly we dropped Nicki Minaj. It's okay to do that for this too.
Everybody.
It's okay.
be ready
Except
to drop
for the gay boys.
Everyone at a moment's notice.
Like at any given time.
At any given time, you might have to drop anybody. You know, and it's fine.
It's real.
It's okay, and it's okay. So, it's also okay. It's okay.
Because guess what? You don't know them.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's not like, okay. I guess early on, like Ezee filled that niche of, first off, I think a lot of Instagram videos were just Instagram stud that it just used to come up. Like she was early on that. But I can't tell you, I mean, I definitely never found it that funny, you know, like I was like, I understand the purpose this serves, and this is for somebody. And I also don't have to. I think when we've talked about her in the past, either directly or indirectly, because there's a lot of creators like her, it's like, I feel like I don't have to hate on that or say, oh, this is unfunny, and have to voice that, because I could just like move the fuck on or just like scroll past it. But when they start doing problematic shit, when they start doing intentional shit, that's when it's just like, no, let's talk about it, because it's like, it's unnecessary. And you know what they're doing. You know what they're going for at this point. Like I said, like it's all a grift. It's all to make money. It's all to rage bait and everything. So yeah, don't let them have your energy. As quickly as we can make them that big, you can also make them that small. So don't get attached to anybody.
That part.
Woof. Mine, quick community note. There's no such thing as praying the gay away. It just doesn't. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing.
Wait. Anytime I hear praying the gay away, that is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Is just like I love women.
Yeah. Actually, if you are looking to pray the gay away, I know that you are certainly like, it's just like, there's actually it is really in there. And you should be yourself. Like there's nothing wrong. God doesn't make any mistakes. I promise you. Like if Jesus is down here, Jesus, I told y'all, hung out with the coolest of people. Like he didn't, like he would have hung out with you probably. And yeah, you can't listen to straight people tell you that something's wrong with you. So don't go to anybody, any ex-gay person. There's an ex-gay pastor that's been out there for the longest time, woman, that I just laugh every time I see, where it's like, it is a ticking time bomb. Okay. Because you don't pray it away. It doesn't go anywhere. You just repress it, or you fill it with something else, but it doesn't go away. So y'all stay away from any rhetoric with that, or anybody promising to pray it away from you. So, my goodness.
My goodness.
All right.
Well, I was like, Little Miss is over here trying to get her 5 minutes of fame. So let's go ahead and wrap up the show.
She's Showtime.
We would never leave you.
She is Showtime.
Without giving shout outs to our faves. No, she came over and she started playing with my strings.
I know that's right.
She just jumped up. I don't know if you saw it.
I missed it, but I love it. People who didn't listen to our Patreon, y'all should, for our pre-show, but you got to tell them what you're talking about.
Oh, well, y'all.
Well, okay. Well, maybe you don't want to. Yeah. It's like, okay, I didn't know.
No, it's okay. I was making sure she was like gonna stick around.
You're like in a custody battle.
For those of you,
you're like, oh, not right now.
You're like, all of a sudden I announced this, and like her real owner comes and finds her.
Right.
So, for those of you who don't know about the cat distribution system, where it randomly chooses a person around the world that a cat is going to adopt you, and that cat is now yours. This happened to me right before New Year's Eve. So on the 30th, I had arrived back home, calm, cool, casual. Had been snowing. It was a freezing cold day in Chicago.
People are just watching.
And
you.
I
spilled some water.
When I got back and looked out,
it's okay.
There was a kitten on my balcony. And mind you, it's because the balconies on my, people are like, how did you get on a balcony? All of ours are connected. So All she had to do was walk up some steps, or somebody had to put her outside. I don't know, because she was clean
crazy.
and super cute and all of the things. So you just saw me grab her and move her. But sorry, I'm gonna pick you up again. But this is Eve.
Oh, Evie.
Hi.
How we do it?
Eve.
But is her name Shelly?
So
like for real. This is Eve, but her name is really Shelly. Go ahead.
Her name's really
people
Shelly.
who get
Actually,
it,
that's
get
what I
it.
put in the vet. Yep.
Just in
That's what I put in the
parentheses.
vet notes.
They're
like that
"Hey,
one black
Eve,
vet
Shelly."
tech knew.
Yeah.
She's one black tech knew. So yeah. So now I have Emmett's new best friend is here. So that's her. She's a little baby.
cute.
So she'll probably be making her own appearances, because she's telling me that it's dinner time, because we're recording a little bit later than usual. And I'm like, I get it. I know. I'm sorry.
She's Gen Z.
So yeah.
She's like, you got to take care of yourself. You can't just be recording. She said, no. She's just going to stop
over
the
here
rec-
like, excuse me.
Yeah, enough.
Excuse me.
So
That was
love
it.
Okay.
So so let's wrap up the show. But we never leave you without giving shout outs to our faves. My shout out is to our friends of the pod, Neicy and Noiry of Queer Queens Travel. They recently launched the Queer Queens Social Club.
Oh, nice.
It's a Toronto-based social club for queer women of color with curated events to connect, make friends, and be home by midnight. Which is the number one thing that I love to call out and be like, wow, if anything advertised to me like that, I would be at just about every event. So we've had them on the podcast more than once. They're bringing it to their home so that when they're at home, they can have the spaces like the ones that they build when they travel. So
amazing.
Check out their next event at Queer Queens Social Club. They had like a wine party. You learn how to wine and do all the things. So
Oh, wait. Yeah, I had to go to that. I was like, you're moving. Hold on.
I know. Yeah.
I saw a little bit of it. Sorry, it's recorded.
So you had to do that. That was one of their first events, but go support them if you're ever in Toronto. Look them up. And if you're in Toronto or around it, go to their events. They're going to be great and well curated. Their trips are amazing. So I know that their events are going to be just as great.
That's awesome. Shout out to Neicy and Noiry. My shout out is to another friend of the podcast, Rasheed Newson, who was on episode 144, one of our better episodes. This is really great. But he has an upcoming book that's called There's Only One Sin in Hollywood. Rasheed Newson, who is the best-selling author of My Government Means to Kill Me, has this new book coming out in June, which follows the suspicious death of a closeted Black actor within the glamorous world of Hollywood. So it's a cinematic, razor-sharp novel that is kind of seems like a murder mystery. But you could pre-order today. It's, again, expected to be released this June. Follow Rasheed on IG at rasheed.newson.author. And we'll have that in the description.
Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Take care.
I'm sorry that I'm